Hey guys, welcome to our next lecture. We are going to talk about denotation and connotation. What is the difference? So let's talk a little bit about denotation. Denotation is a word's direct and explicit meaning, what a word means at its basic surface level. So for example, the word childlike, what does this word literally mean? Like if you looked up this word in the dictionary, it would say something like this: resembling a child, like a child in some way, right? Again, straightforward, the dictionary definition of the word, that's denotation. A good way to remember this is the word denotation and dictionary both start with the letter D, so you can remember denotation is a word's direct dictionary definition. Moving on to connotation. So connotation is a word's implicit or underlying meaning, the implied meaning. This is often determined by the emotions that a specific word brings forward in the reader, or the emotions that are attached to a specific word. As we all know, language is very complex, very nuanced, right? So words can have multiple connotations. A word may have just one denotation, but multiple connotations. So for example, the word home. The word home, denotation, dictionary definition, is a place where one lives. But the connotation attached to the word home can be multiple things, right? Safety, belonging, warmth, family, comfort. So keep that in mind. A word may have only one denotation. Sometimes it can have more, and we'll talk about that. But a word will most of the time have many connotations. So it's important for us to be very intentional with the words that we're using and make sure that the connotation that you are intending a word to have is actually coming through to your reader. So sometimes words can share a denotation and have very different connotations. Let's go back to the example we talked about before with childlike, comparing childlike to the word childish. Both of these have the same denotation, right? Both mean like a child, resembling a child in some way, shape, or form. However, their connotations are very, very different, right? Different aspects of resembling a child. So childlike, innocent, simple, youthful, okay, right? Has a positive connotation. However, childish, on the other hand, while it may have the same denotation, it means something different connotation-wise. So immaturity, annoyance, naivete, right? Negative connotations. So both of these words have the same denotation, but very different connotations. This should show you, I hope, that it's very important that we use language wisely and intentionally. We have to keep connotations in mind, because if we use the wrong word with the wrong connotation, it can completely change the meaning of what we're trying to say. So, for example, if you are saying, you're trying to persuade somebody to buy a Disneyland pass, okay? And you say, if you buy a Disneyland pass, people will think you're so childish. That's probably not what you're wanting to say, right? That's not the message you're actually trying to convey. Instead, if you said, you should buy a Disneyland pass, if you do, you'll seem so childlike. Very different, okay? One is a positive and one is a negative. So it's important to consider when you are writing what the connotations are of the words you're using.